Shut up, Smarks. Ring Ross Redux. No, I won't tap out. I won't tap out. All of you butthurt suck. Just stop watching Raw. Stop watching Raw. Now part of the Flip Kayfabe creative community. So, I'm going to be reviewing week 2 of Ultima Lucha 3, or Trace, I guess I should say. Although the hashtag is Ultima Lucha 3, the number 3. So, anyway. So, the Mac defeated Argenis, Joey Ryan, Mala Suerte, Mascarita Sagrada, Paul London, Pimpinella Escarlata, PJ Black, Ricky Mandel, Son of Madness, and Vinny Macero in a battle royal for an ultimate opportunity, which ended up being a shot at the Trios Championship with Dario Cueto's choice of tag team partners, Killshot and Dante Fox, next week on week 3 of Ultimate Lucha Trace. So, interesting. See how that plays out. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbonology TV. Ivelisse defeated Katrina in a singles match, and boy oh boy was there blood in that match. If you haven't seen it yet, you might want to hop right on that. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbonology TV. And Phoenix defeated Marty the Moth Martinez, speaking of blood, in a mask versus hair match. It looked like Marty the Moth was going to get away after losing the match, but Mariposa stepped up and said, "Oh, come on, come here, come a little closer. I swore I'm not going to hit you in the head with this chair. Whammo, I hit you in the head with the chair." If only she said that. But I guess with a Spanish accent. So I don't know if she's turned on her brother or she just thought he should do the honorable thing, or... You were listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbonology TV. And, yeah, so that's it for this week. So there is a story I posted at the Siege of Mary's Ring Rust Facebook page. Lucha Underground taped the 3rd season of the show for the El Rey Network over a year ago. The season, which is still currently airing, was taped in March to May of 2016. Since then, there's been a lot of speculation as to if a 4th season would be happening. There may be some good news regarding the future of the promotion, as they have a potential source of funding. However, the drawback is that the budget for the show would have to be significantly cut, as the source of funding is, quote, earmarking far less money per episode and for the season, unquote, compared to what the company has been spending in the previous seasons. The future of the company is reportedly a little better than bleak as of right now. Rumblings indicate that many of the wrestlers under contract with Lucha Underground want their release. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully it continues onward, because it's a good show. It's fun to watch. It's a very good alternative to Raw if you are the kind of butthurt tosspot internet wrestling fan that likes to sit during a 3-hour episode of Raw and say, "Why am I watching a 3-hour episode of Raw?" To which I respond, who's forcing you to watch a 3-hour episode of Raw? And your totally imaginative response will be WWE or the Bookers or Vince McMahon no, Vince McMahon is not standing over you with a shotgun in your mouth saying, "You're going to watch Raw or I'm going to blow your brains out." Or not holding a bag of kittens over a bathtub saying, "You better watch that episode of Raw or else," and then starts shaking the bag menacingly, kind of thing. No one's forcing you to watch what you don't enjoy. You're forcing yourself to watch it. So rather than force yourself to watch it, why don't you watch an alternative? There's quite a bit of alternative wrestling out there. Lucha Underground is just one show. You may be hearing all kinds of bad things about it, but unless you're watching it, you don't know whether or not Global Force Wrestling / Impact Wrestling is actually as bad as everyone's saying. And there's Ring of Honor. I mean, all these shows are, the two, Lucha Underground and Ring of Honor are 1 hour each per week. So, if anything, you're not going to get enough of it. But then again, there's all kinds of archives. of matches and shows and stuff on YouTube and Daily Motion and watchwrestling. Whatever the extension is nowadays. And so, yeah, it's your own fault if you're watching a show you don't enjoy. So get off your ass and go watch some other show. If you don't like Raw. But anyway. The Club Kayfabe Creative Community. Bringing together creative people from all walks of life and giving them a platform to show off their talents. Podcasters, artists, cosplayers, authors. Check out all the information about Club Kayfabe Creative Community at ckcconline.com. Now part of the Club Kayfabe Creative Community. So now we're on to Victory Road, which was out of the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida, for, of course, Global Force Wrestling / Impact Wrestling. Took place August 20th, but broadcast on September 28th, so unfortunately I missed it last week. But I mean, I would have been reviewing it right after it happened. So the same as doing a preview of an NXT TakeOver show, for instance, which is the night after any given episode of Ring Rust. And I prefer to pre-preview a takeover the week before to give more than enough time for people to listen to it and process it and digest it and whatnot. I also given this enough time for people to digest whatnot the event of Victory Road, and there's only 4 matches in the 2-hour show, 1.5 I guess with commercials. So we saw Trevor Lee defeating Petey Williams to defend his GWF X Division Championship in just over 8 minutes. So as with many X Division matches, it was hard hitting and high flying, like they used to say. I don't think they say it anymore. Not that I've heard it recently anyway. It's not about weight limits, it's about no limits. So, but generally speaking though, still, X Division wrestlers are essentially cruiserweights. So, it's essentially the GWF's version of the cruiserweight title. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, you hear people saying that, well, people are ripping off WWE left, right, and center, doing this thing and that thing and whatever. Well, the thing is, WWE's been doing pretty much the exact same thing, except you respect WWE, not any of these other promotions. Well, WWE did it better. Okay? Fine. Be completely one-sided in your butthurt tosspot internet wrestling fan logic. You are listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jobronology TV. Next up, we have a 6 knockouts tag team match, which saw Sienna, Taryn Terrell, and Taya Valkyrie Hansel, defeating Ellie, Gail Kim, and Rosemary. Now, you know me, I like naming tag teams, but I didn't really have the time to come up with something for, didn't really have time to come up with anything, because it kind of snuck up on me. I don't think they've been advertising the date on Impact. They've been advertising the date that Victory Road was. They kept saying Victory Road coming up. Stay tuned for Victory Road. These matches will be happening in Victory Road, but I never heard them mention the date. So it kind of snuck up on me. I admit I could have been more proactive in finding out what the date was, but I didn't. So here we are. And that was 9.5 minutes of 12 great reasons to watch Impact Wrestling. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jobronology TV. Now part of the Club Kayfabe Creative Community. OVE, Ohio versus Everybody. I don't know why, but I guess it sounds cool. Dave and Jake Christ defeated the Latin American Exchange, Ortiz and Santana, to win the GWF World Tag Team Championships in just over 12 minutes. So it was an interesting, understandably hard-fought match, considering what both teams have been putting each other through over the past several weeks and month, and yeah. So good win on them. Well, interesting to see the tag title rematch. See if at some point in time they're going to be in the 6 sides of steel just to keep the rest of the members of Latin American Exchange out. I don't know. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbonology TV. And in the main event, Eli Drake defended his global championship against Johnny Impact. Again, you know, generally speaking, a champion will retain if someone's challenging for the title for the first time. Generally speaking. May just be me, but, you know. Had I predicted it, I would have, I don't know if I would. I think I would have called all the matches except, of course, the tag team match, because I would have said Latin American Exchange will defend. But, you know, had I thought to preview it, had I thought to keep track of when the date was it was going to air, and then I would have previewed it last week, or I think I probably, well, I wouldn't have been able to preview it last week because it would have aired the night before, so I would have previewed it the week before, so. And then probably reviewed it this week or last week, I don't know, so.
For me, you didn't have.
Yeah, I've had Windows boot up faster than you. Come on, get a move on.
Oops. Excellent.
This is a great chance to talk Slamming Wrestling News Radio on Ring Rust, CHMR 93.5 FM.
Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. So now that we got those 2 shows out of the way, it's on to Hell in a Cell on the WWE Network. Come to us live from the SmackDown brand from Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. In the pre-show, we have a tag team match. Now, I did have time to name these guys. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin I call Running Scared. If you're a fan of 80s movies, you might know what I'm talking about. I don't know, I just thought of that no particular reason, I don't think. I just kind of thought of it. And they'll be taking on the Hype Bros, Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. It seems kind of obvious, to me anyway. I'm sure other people agree or disagree alternately as well. But it seems to me they're on their way to breaking up Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. Like, Zack Ryder's going to turn on Mojo Rawley's going to show up one day, he's going to have a snidely whiplash mustache and say, hey, dude, what's with the mustache? Oh, never mind, you'll find out in a minute. I mean, let's go do this tag team match. I'm sure we'll win this time. Wink. What's he doing? What? Who? Anyway, let me see that script. So, yeah, that and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin are a new team, and they really want to do stuff with them, obviously. They got Shelton Benjamin back from injury, and they got Chad Gable not being with Jason Jordan. So, should we be concerned that WWE consider Shelton Benjamin the next best thing to Jason Jordan? But oh well. So let's keep going, shall we? You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbonology TV. Next one I have here is Randy Orton versus Rusev. I'm taking this from the Wikipedia page, so in a let's continue punching and kicking each other kind of match, sort of, anyway. Boy, Rusev's really been on a losing streak ever since he put on those boots. So, Asuka, on the other hand, has just been winning and winning. I mean, her shoulder isn't so much winning, but she was winning. She put the boots on and didn't really affect her career at all. Of course, she had kick pads as well, so maybe, I don't know, the wrestling gods didn't notice, like, wait, was she wearing boots before? I don't know, she had kick pads. I'm not sure, I think she might have been barefoot. Was she barefoot? I don't know. Was she? Never mind. Look at this guy. He used to have tape on his feet, now he's got boots on. No, he's gonna lose. He's losing. He's gonna be losing so bad, he's gonna have to marry that blonde woman in order to get noticed by the fans, and then we'll have him keep losing, and then we'll split them up, and she'll not be actually wrestling so much as being in someone's corner. Another big person who can be her muscle, I guess. I do anticipate Rusev's gonna win that one. Whether or not he does, I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out, I guess. So, Let's see if at the end of the match we'll be hearing some voices or we'll be hearing the roar of the lion.
This is 93.5 CHMR FM.
I Learned the Hard Way is the debut album from New Brunswick-born singer-songwriter Alicia Toner.
Did I even cross your mind one time?
I Learned the Hard Way is a powerful debut album showcasing Alicia Toner's soaring vocals and a collection of songs that are a captivating take on life and love. Alicia Toner, I Learned the Hard Way, produced by Stuart Cameron and Peter Fusco of The Heartbroken. Available now on iTunes and Amazon. Learn more about Alicia Toner at www.aliciatonermusic.com.
That time of year again. Time to get in your votes for the Ring Rust year-end Top 50 Countdown, where I run down my favorite and your favorite wrestling-related songs and wrestling instant themes from 50 all the way to number 1. Just like CHMR's Ring Rust on Facebook, and post your vote in the appropriate thread. Check it out on the last Friday of this year and the first Friday of next year. For this week's Macho Fact. Randy Savage is the nightmare in his own dreams. And in a tag team match, the Macho Man was teamed with Hulk Hogan against King Kong Bundy and Andre the Giant. He pinned all 3 men. Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkGibroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkgibroni. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. Back to Hell in a Cell on the WWE Network from the Dunkin' Donuts, as if Little Caesars Arena. It was worse still, I suppose. Why did they name it after donuts? Oh, they didn't name it after donuts. They named it after pizza. So I guess it's. I don't think I've ever had a Little Caesar pizza. Is that pizza in Ontario? I think is the same thing. So I think I've had it. Yeah, I've had the Canadian version of it. I don't know if it's the same thing for Little Caesars. So next up, we have Bobby Roode taking on Dolph Ziggler in a who could have a more impressive entrance match, I guess. So, okay. It's good to see Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler having a match. And Dolph Ziggler seems to be good at grabbing someone and saying, hey, let's make you a superstar. I guess I'm the new Terry Funk. Oh, can I please make him a star? Well, ECW DVD was that from, anyway. Is that the Hardcore Heaven? I think. Anyway, yeah, I think it's pretty foregone conclusion that Bobby Roode's going to win that one, but we'll see. I won't be disappointed one way or the other. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. And next up, I got the Hell in a Cell match for the Tag Team Championships. I guess it's a Tornado Tag then, because There's usually not a referee, is there? Is there? Yes, there is. Because it's usually by pinfall. It's the Hell in a Cell. You can't escape the cage, so it has to be by pinfall. So is it going to be a traditional tag team match? Like, are they actually going to be tagging in and out, or is it going to be Texas Tornado? Doesn't say, so presumably regular tag team. So, and you know how I like naming tag teams. Within the New Day, it's Rudy Booty, which is Kofi Kingston and Big E. Well, I don't know where, it's several months ago, they said during a New Day mic spot, Rudy Tooty Booty came up. It's like, oh, okay, well I can assign that to each one of them and then make a tag team out of each whatever. So Rudy is Kofi Kingston because that's really, he's there to root everybody on, and Tooty is Xavier Woods because he's got Francesca, and Booty is Big E because Booty. So Rudy Booty, Kofi Kingston, and Big E Langston versus, it makes sense to me, so, versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso. They couldn't come up with anything better. The Brother Brothers, because that's what Uso means in Samoan, means brother. The Uso Brothers, shut up. Just call us the Usos. Oh, so you're the brothers? Shut up. Go back to making fun of Jeff Healy.
Oh, moving! Ow! Pointy! You slimy.
Smithers released the thieves. Wait, why do we have thieves? They're dressed like dogs, sir. Oh, I see. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. AJ Styles defending his United States Championship against Baron Corbin. I can see Baron Corbin winning it, not just yet, because like I usually say, I usually assume that the champion will defend for the time being, because mathematically speaking, it's more likely they're going to defend rather than lose their title. I have no doubt he'll win it eventually, maybe at the next major pay-per-view, but not necessarily just yet. Of course, this is the first time, well, except for the U.S. Open Challenge. This is the first time he's challenged for it. So I guess not necessarily then. I suppose technically he's challenged for it before. So anything is possible then. But as an actual just straight up title match, I think this is the first time he's had a straight up title match for it, I think. So I don't know. It could go either way. I'm still going to predict though AJ Styles will end up defending, just for the sake of being that guy. You are listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. And next up, Hell in a Cell, Falls Count Anywhere, which I don't really understand. I guess you can pin someone on the outside of the ring, but still inside the cage. I guess point of a steel cage match is to keep people in and keep other people out. Not that there's a lot of people looking to interfere in their matches. You never know, though. But a big part of steel cage matches, especially Hell in a Cell matches, is to keep people in. So having a Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell match seems sort of as mentally handicapped as having a hardcore match end in disqualification. Janana. So we'll see how it plays out, I guess. I might just not be getting the nuances of it. You never know. It could work out fine, could work out great, actually. Who knows? Well, it's kind of likely Shane McMahon's going to win it, but I'd really like to see Kevin Owens win it. So I'm going to predict Kevin Owens is going to win it. Because, I don't know, I guess I want to play Shane McMahon's theme next week instead of this week. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. So we got two more matches for WWE's Hell in a Cell on the WWE Network. Next up, women's title match sees Natalya defending against Charlotte Flair in no real stipulation to it. It's for a title, so I guess Charlotte's been hot on the heels of Natalya since she got back to SmackDown a little while ago. And just like Bayley's on the heels of Alexa Bliss on Raw since she got back. Well, they're all on the heels of Alexa Bliss and they're all on the heels of Natalya, I guess. So not one particular wrestler more so than the others, I guess. But this is her current challenger, so good luck to those ladies in that match. I do anticipate, surprise, surprise, that Natalya is going to defend her title, at least for now. At the next major pay-per-view, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Or maybe she'll defend and then Carmella will cash in her Money in the Bank.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkGibroni. And subscribe to Jarbronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkgibroni.
And finally, the main event, fingers crossed anyway, is the main event. They might make one of the two Hell in a Cell matches in the main event, which I guess would make sense, because, I don't know. Well, I mean, the cell's set up and hanging above the ring, so it's not like they need to do a major amount of setup or teardown for it. If they do it right before the main event, then, if they do one of them right before the main event, then it's not, the video package should cover the ascension of the ring, so, ascension? Oh, no, don't call them out. Anyway, so, the hopefully main event for the World Heavyweight Championship will see Jinder Mahal defending his title against Shinsuke Nakamura. So this is not actually Shinsuke's first time challenging for the belt. So anything is technically up for grabs. Anything could happen. Although, playing it safe. I don't know if they're ever going to have him win it, though. I don't know. It could be just they'll have him as perennial challenger. And people who don't like the current main event people are going to keep complaining about not liking the current main event people instead of watching something else which has better main event people who look like they're part of the main event, who should be part of the main event, whatever. So, I don't know. There's no pleasing some people.
That's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark, from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.
This is 93.5 CHMR FM.
I Learned the Hard Way is the debut album from New Brunswick-born singer-songwriter Alicia Toner.
Did I even cross your mind one time?
I Learned the Hard Way is a powerful debut album showcasing Alicia Toner's soaring vocals and a collection of songs that are a captivating take on life and love. Alicia Toner, I Learned the Hard Way, produced by Stuart Cameron and Peter Fusco of The Heartbroken. Available now on iTunes and Amazon. Learn more about Alicia Toner at www.aliciatonermusic.com.